Hey, what's up? It's Jayden. We are continuing our daily devotionals on the spiritual disciplines. Today, I'm going to be talking about stewardship. Glad to have you guys. Well, stewardship, that's an odd word for sure. When you think of it, what do you think of? Because most of the time when I think of stewardship, I think of relation to money. Saying, if you steward your money well, you will have more money. But today, what I want to tell you about stewardship is that everything you have in your life has been given by God to you, and you can steward it well. So I'm going to start out in 1 Peter 4, 1 through 2, and then 8 through 10. Since therefore Christ suffered in the flesh, arm yourselves in the same way of thinking. For whoever has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, so as to live for the rest of the time in the flesh, no longer for human passions, but for the will of God. Above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. Show hospitality to one another without grumbling. As each of you has received a gift, use it to serve one another, as good stewards of God's varied grace. So, you're able to steward what you have. I can testify to this. I was given a job, my landscaping job. I didn't know what I was doing when I first got it, but I said, God, I'm going to honor you with this job. So he honored me with it. I took my job to him every time I was struggling. I was making barely minimum wage. It was like right there, minimum wage, and it sucked. It was not fun. For the first 6 months of my job was not very fun at all. But stewarding it, I have gone from being the bottom employee to the top employee. I'm the guy who my boss goes to when there's a problem or when there's something that needs to be said. So, but it could have gone either way. I could have not stewarded that job, and that job could have ended up in the dumps. I could have not had a very good end out with it, and I probably would have left it a while ago if I didn't steward it correctly, and I probably wouldn't be making as much as I do now. So, I want to come to you and encourage you that don't look at what other people have. Look at what you have. Observe and examine what you have, because God calls you and He's made you for who you are, and He calls you to steward that. He calls you to use that for the good of God and others. What? You know what's crazy? He bought you. He bought your life. So He calls you to steward your life. What? I know a concept. It's crazy, but yeah. So stewardship. God owns it. I manage it. All right? God owns it. I manage it. A good steward takes care of what God has given you. I hope you enjoy this encouragement. It's good seeing you guys.